Welcome to Batoba TV. Right about now, it's Mr. Laughter right here, ladies and gentlemen. And today we are talking transfers, guys. And we know Arsenal are back in the UK and things are moving on as we expect. All the best players that we missed in the USA that are back in the UK, and they have joined the squad. The likes of Saka, Rice, Saliba, David Raya, the European champion, and Ramsdale. All those players that Arsenal have been missing are all back in for the training. And the training, you guys can see that Bukayo Saka is happy and excited to be part of the team. As you guys understand, there is going to be games being played. Is Wednesday, and today it's a match day. I would say it's going to be a match day. You guys know Arsenal are very, very, very optimistic towards this upcoming season. As you guys understand, that it's going to be crazy if Arsenal doesn't win the Premier League. So they're getting ready every single moment, and the game is moving on as always, guys. Now we get to see, before we can look at that game, we're going to do a preview of that game as well. But let's look at the transfer news that we have at Arsenal, ladies and gentlemen. Now we want to have the latest and the latest sports. Now, report is really coming right here today that Arsenal are really closing in on Mikel Moreno. As you guys know, this is the guy that Arsenal have been following for a very long time on from Real Sociedad. So it's a deal that is very imminent as far as I know. Personal terms with Mikel Moreno is all agreed. The only thing is left to discuss the amount of money to be paid. That is around 25 million pounds. That is the amount of money that Real Sociedad wants for their player, that is Mikel Moreno. So let's be hopeful that Arsenal can complete the deal as soon as possible. That is the midfielder. As you know, he's 28 years old and he's a midfield player. He can play the role that Saka used to play. I mean, Xhaka used to play, which is like a eight. He can even play defensive midfield. So he's just an all-round box to box midfielder. So let's see if Arsenal can acquire that as soon as possible. Now we have also another latest news that is Arsenal also have interest in another midfielder that is a free agent that is in the name of Rabiot. As you guys know, Rabiot is a free agent and he can choose wherever teams he wants to go to, but he is very imminent, and he wants a team that is playing in the Champions League. And the report is saying that Arsenal is interested in Rabiot. And who would you take? Would you take Rabiot? If you understand, because we know Rabiot is, he has a behavior sometimes that people don't really like. With the mom being the agent, it's just a tricky situation. And I know because it's a free agent, he might need a lot of money to get into Arsenal. But let's see if Arsenal can really go in for him. He's around, I think, almost 29, 30 years old. So I don't think Arsenal can sign him because he's not the type of signing that Arsenal loves to sign as soon as we build a team that can last for ages to win the Premier League. So that is another midfielder that Arsenal is really interested in. And also another person that Arsenal have been talking about very imminent today, that is Pedro Neto from Wolves. We know Arsenal is gonna play Wolves in the beginning of the season, so Neto is just there. The coach of Neto has said that if any team comes with a good money for Neto, they're willing to sell. We don't know what amount of money that he really talks about, but he's going in for around 68 million euros. So let's see if Arsenal can afford that. But the problem with Neto, as you guys know, is his injury prone, being out of the season most of the time. So let's see if Arsenal can really solve that issue in case they acquire a good winger. We know Bukayo Saka is back, but he is the only right winger that we have. So we need somebody really in the team to support Bukayo Saka. On that note as well, the report is coming from Juventus that is the player Chiesa. People really know him. He was a very good player for Arsenal. I mean, for Juventus a long time ago, when many people were really interested in him during the period when he was really good. He got an injury that really tarnished his game and really reduced his game so much. So we hope if Arsenal signs him, he's gonna be on form and is not gonna have the injury news that always keeping himself in the hospital. So that is the latest we have on Chiesa. They're saying that Arsenal are also looking into a winger in case they don't find a striker. Now, the striker that Arsenal really are interested, the report is saying as well, is number one. As you guys know, Julian Alvarez has been very vocal about his decision to leave Manchester City because he is not playing any games. So the report is now linking Julian Alvarez to Arsenal, which I don't think is going to happen, but we never know. This market is crazy. As long as the manager, that is Pep Guardiola, doesn't lose his mind, he might not sell Alvarez to Arsenal, which is totally understandable. You can't sell your best player or second best player, second best striker to your rival that is Arsenal that you're competing with. So I guess it's a rumor that we have, but I don't think it's possible. Maybe they're also saying Atletico Madrid also wants Alvarez, so maybe they will sell Alvarez to Atletico Madrid, not Arsenal. But the report is saying that Arsenal are interested in Julian Alvarez. That is as a striker. Now, another striker that Arsenal are also being linked to today is, Isak, that is from Newcastle. It seems like they have come back for Isak, but Newcastle are saying that Isak is not for sale, at any price. So let's see if Arsenal can push in and get Isak, because I feel like if Arsenal doesn't find a good winger to support Bukayo Saka, they must actually get a striker that is in the name of Isak. He's a very good player, Premier League proven. He has scored so many goals in the Premier League. So I feel like Isak might be a very good fit for Arsenal if Arsenal can go in for him. As we know, Edu is moving and looking for players that can be at Arsenal now. That is with Isak. Now, another report is saying that Napoli is also having issues with Osimhen because they know that no team in Europe is going to pay the 85 million pounds as far as Napoli is concerned, because there's no team coming in for Osimhen, and they're seeing that maybe they have to reduce the price so that a team from Europe can really come in, because they're thinking paying the wages for Osimhen that they really put, because they knew Osimhen was going to leave this season, this transfer summer, is uh, it's difficult for them to pay. So let's see if they can reduce the price. And Arsenal is being reported that they're linked to Osimhen and they're looking and exploring into Osimhen's deal if they can also acquire, if Napoli reduces the price from 85 million euros to around maybe 60 or 50 million euros. So let's see if that is going to be an easy deal to do. But always, Napoli is a very difficult team to deal with. Always, in all aspects, it's just difficult to deal with. That is as far as striking line is concerned. Now, we also know that Ivan Toney had been in the radar for Arsenal, but the report is saying that Arsenal is again going back to explore Ivan Toney's situation. If possible, Ivan Toney could join Arsenal, because if they don't find a good striker for to help in the striking line for Arsenal, they would be in position to acquire maybe the services of Ivan Toney. Those are all rumors that we have on the strikers, but people are now looking at Arsenal as they need more strikers because they haven't been really scoring for fun in the preseason. So every single striker that is available there is being linked with Arsenal. So that let's look at also some of the players that are outgoing. Now, the report is saying that Olympic Marseille has really upped their money to get Nketiah out of Arsenal. They're saying it's very imminent. Arsenal are really adamant to get the 20 million pounds that Marseille is bringing, but Arsenal wants 30 million pounds. So Marseille are really bringing back their money. They want to really get Nketiah to Marseille to help them in this coming season. So let's see if Marseille will come back with the 30 million pounds that Arsenal is looking to get from Nketiah. And if Nketiah leaves, for sure, all the strikers that we mentioned below could actually, one of them may join Arsenal to replace Nketiah. So that is with outgoing. And also another outgoing that we have very eminent today, that is Ramsdale. We also know Aaron Ramsdale is number 2 for Arsenal, and we don't know if he's going to stay. The report is saying that Southampton is looking close into maybe getting Ramsdale on loan. I don't know with the obligation to buy, or they will just keep him for a long season loan, and then possibly he will come back and get maybe sold in the January, or maybe in next summer's game. So the report is saying that Mikel Arteta is free with Ramsdale leaving if he wants to leave on loan. But if somebody wants to buy him, also is available for sale. That is with Ramsdale, since he's back at the club. Now, also we have another, that is Emil Smith Rowe. You guys know he has already left, and he had a very wonderful goal that he scored for Fulham today in the friendly. That was really, really intriguing. They were beaten 2-1, but Smith Rowe scored a very good header. At Fulham. So let's see if he's going to continue with that. He's a very, very good player. Everybody misses him, but hopefully he can still do well out there in Fulham. But he started his preseason with a goal in his debut, which is very, very good for Emil Smith Rowe. Now, also, we also have another report that is very, very imminent, that maybe our player, that is Reece Nelson, is very close to also joining Leicester City. Leicester City are exploring his position to really come and join their team, because they think Reece Nelson doesn't really have a good chance at Arsenal. So they're thinking of paying about 15 million pounds to 70 million pounds for Reece Nelson. But Arsenal wants about 25 million pounds for Reece Nelson if he is to go. So let's see if maybe West Ham or Leicester City will take Reece Nelson to their club. That is all the latest we have about Arsenal transfers, ladies and gentlemen. I will give you the preview for Arsenal in a short while. And thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for being there for Bartoko TV. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and be part of the latest transfer news and old footballing news that we have around Arsenal. One love, guys. Ciao.